Hey guys, welcome back to another epic guitar story, and this one is about my friend Holly. Now without any further ado, let's see how it sounds. You know, we go heavy at the start. Damn, son! You better hope playing a Strat with single coils tuned that low, A sharp standard 13 to 56 gauge strings isn't illegal, because if it is, I'm going to jail! So the year's 2004, it's Christmas I think, and my brother ends up getting from my parents one of those black and white Strats, you know, the ones, the starter kit guitars. This one was from Future Shop, and it was a Robson. That was the brand I remember. He got bored of it after a few weeks. It sat in his closet. You know, my friend came over and he taught us how to read tabs and play Green Day. Thank you, Jeff. And that was kind of like my first experience with an electric guitar. And I wasn't really interested in guitar at all. I mean, I liked keyboards growing up. But one day, you know, when I heard metal, I was like, well, I want to try that. So I plugged in, started playing, and that's what I started on, man. I come from Strats, you know, it feels like home for me. And then when I got my first guitar, which was an Epiphone Les Paul, it just felt foreign. It was just weird. And back in the mid-2000s, guitar forums, like, they existed, but they weren't really big, and I wasn't going there. So I had in my mind this image that Strats are just for beginners, that they're beginner guitars. It wasn't until I was about 16 years old when I played my first real Fender USA Strat in Long and McQuaid. I grabbed it off the walls. I was like, I hope I don't get in trouble for playing this expensive guitar. And nobody cared. And it was amazing. I thought, oh my god, okay, so there's a difference. There's like tiers of these things. And the one that we're talking about today is on a very low tier. It's a shitbox, guys. This thing's a freak, but I like the freaky guitars because they're interesting. So fast forward to 2010, you know, the Harlem Shake and party rockers in the house tonight. Everybody's gonna have a good time. In 2010, my friend and bandmate sold me his black Fender Mexico Strat for $200 with the hard case, bud. Do you know how good of a deal that is? I mean, back then he was just like, yeah, 200 seems fair. Now, Fender Mexico guitars are much more expensive, and back then they weren't really respected. They were kind of seen as like just above a Squire. And that black Strat had a blue pickguard. A black and blue, kind of like, if that's your thing, sure, go for it. But it wasn't for me, so I went to Long and McQuaid. I bought myself a black pickguard, threw it on, and boom, perfection. I love Strats with black pickguards. I mean, like, come on, guys. That just looks wicked. You know, it's classy. With the white outline, too, we got going on the pickguard. It's beautiful. So that Fender Mexico was one of my main guitars for years until 2023. I sold it. I went back to Canada and I sold it for $550 to a guy. I listed the thing, and as soon as I listed it, there were like 5 guys trying to jump on this thing. Give me the guitar. I had one guy actually try and knock me down to $400 or something stupid because he was like, well, they didn't make them with black pickguards from the factory back then, so this is technically a parts caster. Yeah, whatever. Someone else will buy it. So somebody bought that, and I was heartbroken, man. I went through regret, dude. I went through grief. I ended up replacing it with another Fender Mexico EOB Strat, which is all white. The all white thing, it's cool, but like, man, I needed a black Strat. So after selling the black Fender Mexico Strat, I was missing it, man. There were months and months went by with me yearning, and in the back of my head, it was I would be going to bed or playing my white Strat, and I'd be thinking, black Strat, gotta have a black Strat, black pickguard, black Strat. And all that yearning turned into manifestation when I started thinking positively about it. I just thought, you know what? I let that one go. Another one will come. There will be a successor to the throne. And so one day I was walking through Hard Off, and I saw this ugly black Strat with a white pickguard. I thought, oh, that's gross. But I thought, oh, this could be made into what I'm dreaming of. You know, it has a nice bit of a relic on it. And on the headstock, it said Holly in big writing. I thought, what the hell? Come on, man, what's Holly? Well, it turns out Holly guitars were made by the Suzuki company in the 1970s, and they were sold in catalogs. They were like catalog guitars. If you know Japanese guitars from the 60s and 70s, they're not the greatest, but they have character. They're very unique, and this guitar is unique. Like, again, everything inside of here in the back is just, you look at it as a Fender guy and you're like, what the hell is going on? You know, you can see the pickup. Why the hell can I see the middle pickup through the back of the guitar? That's weird. And the nut is not your traditional Fender nut. You see, it's more akin to like the Gibson Les Paul kind of nut, which I actually like. That makes it easier to replace. Again, this thing is a freak show. And I think it even had 1950s wiring, where there's only 3 positions on the switch. I can't be bothered with that. That's sacrilegious to the Strat boys. Another thing this guy had was sharp frets, like really sharp frets, man. These were like knives. They would just cut your hands. When I was trying it out in the store, I got pricked a few times, and it wasn't fun. But for the price they were asking, which was 9,900 yen, $62.15 as of now, United States dollars, so big money. For that price, I'm not going to say no, man. I know I can turn this thing into something great. It'll be another project. I'll get down and dirty. So that's exactly what I did. Here's the old pickguard. And then here's a variant of what I got put on it right now. This is a humbucker HSS. Right now I have SSS, so 3 single coils. I like it. It's more classic that way. I also have this lying around just waiting to get wired and thrown in the thing. It's got 3 of these mini humbuckers which look badass. I got off Amazon. It also has a 6-way switch and a push-pull knob, so I can go crazy with this thing with mods. But before I did anything like electronically with the guitar or even putting on the black pickguard, the neck had to come off, and that's when I took a fret leveling beam and ran it along the edge of the fretboard here. And now it's so smooth. After that, I went over it with some sandpaper to micro mesh, all the fine stuff, and it feels, oh my god, it feels good. It feels much better than my Mexican Fender guitar. I also did a complete fret level and crown, guys. It was awesome. It was fun. Listen to Alice in Chains the whole time. Yeah, man in the box. Upgrades that I purchased other than the black pickguard was a new bridge pickup that I found, a Goto one, for about 4,000 yen, which is really good. It's worth the money. So I put on this nice metal pickup cover to replicate the looks of my old black Strat. Really cool. Check out these knobs too. I went crazy with this thing. Put a 5-way switch in there too, because like that's what you need. And if you look closely between the 2 tone knobs, I have another switch there. It's a cheeky little David Gilmour mod that I did. I think all I needed was 2 wires and that switch and a drill. I just drilled through the pickguard. And I placed it there, just so it stays out of the way of my crazy right hand. I have a crazy right hand. Another thing I did was cut up little circles of black foam to put under the knobs, in between the knob and the potentiometer. That way the knobs don't spin all fast in my hand when it hits it. The volume isn't constantly going down, because that's one of my gripes I have with Strats, man. I hate that about Strats. The volume knob placement is just ridiculous. Some people like that, I understand. They like to do swells and stuff. I don't mess with that. I'll use a volume pedal like a civilized man. I'm going off the dome here, guys. Another mod I did, you can see, focus, damn it, is the nut. I filed the nut to fit and accept my chunky strings because I like tuning down. And this guitar, since it's so cheap and I'm always switching stuff out, I mean, I might even put a new neck on it one day. I don't know, but I like this neck. It has age, it has vibe. I might refret it with extra jumbo frets. I might go crazy, guys. I'm going crazy. It's my outdoor guitar. I take it outside with me all the time, and I'm always looping on it with the SP404, running it through the SP404 effects, looping outside in nature. It's really fun. I recommend that, actually. If you're ever feeling burnt out, go outside with your guitar. Find a place where you can just jam in peace without any weirdos coming up and asking to touch it, or kids throwing rocks at you, because that's what happens to me all the time. Find a place, play guitar in nature, record lots, loop, loop, loop. Looping makes you great. And yes, I have tuned this as low as G sharp standard. I don't recommend that though. It was out of necessity. So do I love this guitar more than my Mexican vendor Strat? The answer is yes. Actually, fuck yes, I fucking love this thing. It's incredible. So after I did the fretwork on this guy, the action's nice and low, the edges are really soft, and the neck is like 80% of the guitar for me. If the neck feels good, I like the guitar. If the action can be set low, I love the guitar. Another thing with Strats, especially vintage Strats, that you gotta watch out for, doesn't matter which brand, is string spacing. Now, string spacing is dictated by two things, the bridge and the nut. And you could also say the thickness of the neck or the wideness of the fingerboard. This fingerboard is nice and wide. Here's the string spacing at the nut. As you can see, it's shifted down a bit. That's where I like it, because I like to chug a lot on the lower strings. And on a lot of Strats, even the expensive ones, the high strings will be like out here and they'll shoot off the edge of the fretboard as you're playing. I don't have this issue at all with this Strat. I kind of had it with the Fender Mexico Strat, and I had to adjust my playing for that, and I hate that. So yes, this thing beats the Fender Mexico. And another thing I love is the logo and the big oversized headstock. First of all, the logo is strange, so I'm not brand whoring. And the oversized headstock, man, if you got like a 70s style Strat with an oversized headstock, you know, it looks beautiful. Some people don't like them. They say it's like a goofy clown headstock, but for me, I love it. Bigger the better, man. Fuck. I'm relicking this thing. And another thing I love is since it's so banged up already, I don't really have to worry about banging it up too bad. That's why it's my outdoor guitar. You know, we never want to be the first guy to put a dent in a guitar. Like, the first one's the worst. The second one, oh, it's pretty bad. The third's still bad. But by the 400th dent, you're just like, whatever. Oh, another one. And as you've probably seen in my last video about the Red SG, if you haven't, go watch it. I love yeeting my guitars around. So yeah, this thing's a beast. It's light too. Very light. Not as light as the Red SG, but very light. Probably the weirdest thing again though is the back of this guitar with these non-standard parts. But whatever, I usually deck all my trems. So that's it, guys. Holly is epic. I love the thing, and you're gonna have to pry this from my cold dead hands. Check out some more music I made on it for you. Whoa. Oh my god.
And if you are one of the rare people who watches my videos, don't forget to click like and subscribe. It means a lot. Thank you. Have a great day. Why am I German?
Bye.